Hey everyone. I'm just gonna wait for a few people to come in. Let's see what a better angle is here. This looks like it's about good. So if you're coming in and you're watching the replay, then I'm so grateful that you're here. Please give it a thumbs up. Um, yeah, so I appreciate you guys, the ones that are coming in, the ones that are here, the ones that are watching the replay. I definitely appreciate you guys just for being here. Hello, hello. It's been a long few days, and I am still pretty tired from all of the festivities. I just had Liberty with my son. He just graduated from the Navy boot camp after a long awaited um, finish. He got set back for a stress fracture in his leg. So he had to do an additional 9 weeks in addition to his 10 weeks that he was already doing. So it was not easy, that's for sure. But he made it. It was bittersweet. And it was a beautiful time, a beautiful visit with him. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad he made it. And I'm glad he was able to finish. So I didn't have any particular topic that I was going to talk about. I was just doing the live just so that I can get back in the swing of things. Um, I had left for about, I want to say, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like 3 days. And the garden, I left somebody to watch the house. I left somebody to watch Zeke, but I did not give them the task of watching the garden. So yeah, when I got back, I had to check on the garden. Hello, Jaden. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Just just doing the live, no particular topic. I was just talking about how I was gone for a few days to see my son graduate from the Navy boot camp. And I left somebody to watch the house, and I left somebody to watch the garden. I'm sorry, I left somebody to watch Zeke, and I left somebody to watch the house, but I did not give them the task to watch the garden or to water or any of that. Um, so when I got back and I checked on the garden, I did a video, so that'll come out soon. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Gail. Gail, thank you for coming in. And Echo, thanks for being here. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in. I didn't have any particular topic. I was just jumping on to do a live for today. It's Monday. And to share with you guys all of the good news that I got when I went and saw my son. Um, he was he was held back an extra 9 weeks on top of the 10 weeks that he was to serve in the boot camp. So he did about 19 weeks, 20 weeks, I guess you could say, because there was an extra like layover week in there. So needless to say, he was so glad, and we were so glad when he finally finished. And it was a blessed time with him. Hey, Heather. We had a blessed time with him. The weather was great. Um, we had a great time with him. We also hosted two of his shipmates because they didn't have family that, that came to the graduation. So they wanted to do something for their liberty. So he brought them along with us, and we went to Great America, and we went to the shopping mall, and we just had a great time. And we were honored to host those guys so that they could have, their liberty, and also enjoy their liberty as well. So yeah, I was really, really, really honored that we were able to do that for them. And we all had a great time. It was laughs and good food and good, just everything. And needless to say, I mean, everybody was so tired afterwards, but it was definitely, definitely worth it. Hey, Devil Dog, thanks for coming in. Oh, you are so welcome. I hope you got it okay. A few people were saying that their mint was kind of looking sad when they got it, but I knew it was going to be rough because of how hot it was outside. He's right now he is in South Carolina. He's at the base in South Carolina. He is studying to be a nuclear electrician. So that, yeah, that's going to be a long schooling, long studying journey for him, but he's up for it, he said. So it is planted. Good. All right. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Once it gets established, it'll take off, and you'll have mint forever. Well, I don't know about that, because sometimes when you guys live in those really, really hot places, if it doesn't have a chance to get established, then I thought I saw a bee or a wasp in here. If it doesn't have a chance to get established, then sometimes it won't make it. So yeah, it was a great, great time. We had a great time. Fall Fest 24. Did I don't know if get I have to catch up on videos too, because the whole time we were out there in Great Lakes, I did not even think about YouTube at all. I was so occupied, and I was so busy with making sure that the family was, had everything they needed, and making sure that we were on time for things, because he cannot be late, and he wants to take advantage of every minute that he has. So because he was leaving and going out of state for his A school, he was not allowed to have an overnight liberty. So when we got when we went to the graduation on Thursday. Hello, Mike's Kiata Gardening and Backyard Trucker. Thank you guys for coming in. Um, so when we went to the graduation Thursday morning, it was a beautiful ceremony, beautiful graduation. His division was number one division. They got the CNO flag. So in boot camp, they get the opportunity to earn flags. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming in, Marketplace Boutique. So in the Navy boot camp, they have a opportunity to earn what flags. And every evolution they complete, they get scored on that as a division. So their division scored the best in every evolution. So they earned the flag for all of the evolutions. So they have to go through, every week is a new training evolution that they have to complete, and they have to pass in order to graduate. So along the way, they get graded, and they get scored, and they get a chance to earn these flags. So they earned every single flag, had the highest score in every single evolution. So they got the CNO flag, which only the top division can get the CNO flag. And they were 0.05 points away from getting the Hall of Fame flag. I was like, oh my gosh. So they were so close to Hall of Fame. But yeah, it was still great. It was still very honorable, and I was still so very proud of him. So yeah, it was a great time. We rented an Airbnb, and we had a like a 3-bedroom house that we stayed in. So it was very comfortable. We had lots of, enough space for the family. Um, so yeah, we picked him up, or we took him with us the day of the graduation, and we went to Six Flags, and we had a good time at Six Flags, and then we left Six Flags a little bit early. He wanted to go to the Verizon store so that he could upgrade his phone. So we did that. He was able to get what he needed there. And then we dropped him back off at the base. We picked him back up Friday morning at 8 a.m. Hello, Blessed to Crochet. Thanks for coming in. We picked him back up at 8 a.m. the next morning, and we went back to Six Flags and spent a whole, half a day there. And then we left Six Flags, and then we went to Gurney Mills Shopping Mall. And he wanted to buy some things there for his cousins, and um, it was a great time. It was a great time. Then after that, we went out for milkshakes, and then it was time to drop him back off again. So we dropped him back off, and then we came home because we're pretty local. So yes, it was. It was very nice. Um, we came back home after we dropped him off because he always has to be back to the base by 8:30. So after we dropped him off at 8:30, we came on home and waited for him to let us know when he was on his way to the airport because we had his suitcase for him to take with him. Hey, Brampton Gardner, Rochelle, how are you doing? Just talking about my trip to see my son graduate boot camp for the Navy. So when he was getting ready to leave to go to A school, he had to catch a flight to go to South Carolina. So what they do is they put them all on a bus. Everyone who's leaving on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, no matter what time you're leaving on Saturday, they put you on a bus at about midnight and take you to the airport. And you have to sit around all day, all morning, or what have you, until your flight is getting ready to leave. So his flight was at like 7:15 or something like that. And he got to the airport at like 1. So he had to sit around for 6 hours until his flight. So we met him at the airport with his suitcase because he can't take anything back to base with him. So we met him there with his suitcase and things for him to take with him to A school. And we just sat around for however many hours. He took a nap. There's a designated area at the airport called the USO, and they had all types of snacks and coffee and juice and water and just you know f- plenty of things for them to eat and drink to hold them over until they got to their destination. And they had a bunch of recliners in there, so he curled up in one of the recliners and he took a nap. And I was like, go ahead and take your nap or whatever, because he had been up since 5 o'clock the morning before. So 5 o'clock Friday morning, he was up. We spent that whole day at Great America, went around the mall. Um, we had a long day Friday, and then he went back to the base Friday at 8:30 and then left at midnight to come to the airport. So he was good and tired. I was like, go ahead and take a nap, don't worry about it. So he got up at like 5-ish maybe. He got up at like 5, and I was like, all right, we're gonna have to start getting ready to get you checked in, and everything, get yourself situated, because you're gonna have to get through this checkpoint and get to your plane and everything else. So he made it on time, and he made it to South Carolina, and everything is well. He said so hot and muggy out there. I was like, oh man. So he said the weather is really uncomfortable, but he's going to deal with it. He's going to adapt. I know he will. So he'll find out Friday when he can get into his class. Because sometimes when they get there, there's not enough people there for them to start a class. So his class is called classing up. So in order to class up, they have to have enough people in their class. So sometimes they have to wait for more graduates to come in, week after week. There's a graduation every week. So they have to wait for more people to get there so that they can make a full class, and then they'll start class. So he'll know Friday when he can class up, if it's right away or if he's got to wait or, whatever. So, yeah, my daughter had to wait. I think she had to wait almost a month to class up for her first class in A school. She's in C school now. She'll be done, and she'll be leaving for Japan end of September. But he's got about 2 years of school ahead of him. So yeah, it was a great, great time. But like I said, we were gone for about 3 days. I had somebody watching the house, and I had somebody here with Zeke, but I did not give them any task to like take care of the garden or anything like that. And before I left, I was dealing with a very taxing infestation of cucumber beetles and squash bugs. So, I was like, you know what? I can't worry about it. I can't stress about it. I'm going to see my son, and I'm not going to think about it. I didn't think about it at all. I'm telling you guys. I didn't think about YouTube, and I didn't think about the garden. I was just in the moment. I was trying to be in the moment as much as possible, because I knew that once that moment was gone, it was gone, and I'm not going to be able to see him for quite a while. So when I got back, I checked on the garden, and I did have some casualties. I can tell you that. I had some casualties, and I had some things to deal with. So hopefully everything has been eradicated and I can move on, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I did do a video though. I did that. Oh, and my fall seedlings, all not all, I can't say all, but my fall seedlings sprouted, and they are pretty leggy. So I got the light on now, but they must have sprouted either a day or two ago. And of course, we weren't here, so I couldn't get the light on them right away. But some of them have sprouted and they're leggy, so I did get the light on. Hopefully they'll even out a little bit. But overall, things were okay. Things were okay. Nothing died for lack of water, I can tell you that. But those bugs, those cucumber beetles and those squash bugs, yeah, they are relentless. And I'm so tired of dealing with them. I'm just so tired of it. So what are you guys doing in your garden? I know I have to catch up on some videos, a lot of videos. I've seen a lot of people posting garden tours and just all types of stuff, and I really have to catch up. I haven't I'm kind of still in like a chill mode right now. The first thing I did was when I got onto YouTube, I looked through the homepage to see what new videos are posted, and I quickly add those to the watch later list, and check on different ones who I know post regularly, and I add everything to the watch later list, and then when I have a chance to relax and actually be in tune then I will watch those because I like to actually watch the videos. I don't just want to play the watch later list and not be, you know, involved in the video. So I do want to actually know what's going on. So I have to wait till I'm, you know, so you need to start more seeds for beans and dill. Yeah, my dill is slow growing. It's there and it's germinated and I can see it that it's, you know, it's there, but it hasn't gotten big. And I planted that, oh man, a long time ago. I planted that mm, in the spring. I planted that when I planted all the greens. So it's just now a very small little patch of dill. So yeah. I'm behind on videos. Yeah, I'm always behind on videos, but I stick them in my watch later list and then when I do have the chance, I will definitely be watching those videos. Been doing more sewing and crafts with the kid and hanging out. How old is your daughter now, Brampton? Rochelle. How old is your daughter now? Isn't she I think she's about the same age as my daughter, like 14, 15. I think I remember you saying that and I was thinking, "Oh, she's the same age as my Jada." Um, Jada is going into my youngest is going into I'm sorry, freshman year this year. So, she's the last one, 4 more years and she'll be done. I thought I had a bunch of dill reseeding, but it was yarrow. Ah, yeah. I'm hoping that oh, she's 15. Okay, so she's a year older than Jada. Jada will be 15 in December. Um, yeah, I know how that is. I just dropped some of the seeds, the spinach that went to seed in my garden. It never really did anything. It went right to seed, so I just went ahead and crumpled them up and let them fall to the soil. So hopefully I'll have some spinach that'll sprout for the fall. Hello, God's desire for me. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Oh, she's getting into knitting. That is so nice, Rochelle. That's that's lovely because that's just something that can strengthen the bond that you guys have. And me and my daughter have just now, like just now this year, since my other daughter has left, we just now this year have developed a closer bond. So I'm doing well. I was just telling everybody about my trip to Great Lakes and the graduation ceremony and all of our Liberty um, uh, shenanigans that we had such a great time on his Liberty. It was a lot. We did a lot and it was very tiring, but it was very, very worth it. And then we met him at the airport and saw him off to South Carolina. So now he's there and getting on with the rest of his career. We're just so glad that he's done with finally done with boot camp. So yeah, thank you so much. The only craft I don't do, yeah, so hand sewing. That's what I do. Well, not I don't do it, but that's the only way I know how to sew is hand sewing. My grandmother taught me how to sew, um, you know, when I was really little. So that's the only way I ever knew how to sew. I do have a sewing machine. It's a Singer. It's like one of the old, like the old school ones that folds down into the cabinet. And then when you open it up, it just kind of folds out. And then there's a side cabinet that goes with it. And it's got the bobbins and threads and stuff like that. It holds all of that stuff, needles. So I got those two things. I got those off of Craigslist. I want to say about, it's been a long time because we've been in this house for about 7 years. And I want to say I've had it about 10 years and I've only used it a handful of times because I'm so intimidated by it. Like I broke one of the needles on it, so I just kind of after that I just kind of felt like so intimidated by it. Um so yeah, I mean I really need to get back into it, but I think what I'll do is I will do that when the gardening season is done. I will make it up in my mind to do that. And I had talked to Gail about it because she said she wanted to learn how to do it too. I think she got a sewing machine, if I'm not mistaken. But I want to do like a beginning series where we kind of just learn together. Um, because I know there's probably 1,000 videos on YouTube on how to learn how to work the sewing machine and do this and that and whatever else. I don't even know what the lingo is. Like I know that um there's all types of different stitches and like I would have to learn all that stuff. So, but it'll be a learning experience and that'll be something we can do during like the cold months when there's nothing else to do. So, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm trying to hang on to the summer. I feel like the summer has just flown by. The kids are going back to school in about 3 weeks. Maybe what's this? The 20? Yeah, so about 3 weeks. The kids are going back to school already. Hi, Miss Shirley. Thank you for coming in. Jennifer Ocean. Hello, hello. Thank you. So we've been sitting on the couch hand sewing and watching TV. It's been fun. Okay, knitting and embroidery. Those are the crafts you don't do, Rochelle. I know that Robin from Garden State So and So, she just put out a video on like why she calls her channel name so and so. It's like SOW and SEW. So yeah, but I didn't realize how much she does. She's knitting, sewing, she does the embroidery, she does all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I only know how to hand sew. So anytime it came to sewing anything or, whatever, it was always by hand, always by hand. So I really, really want to get into learning how to use my sewing machine that I've had for like 10 years. But yeah, I know there's videos and I know there's all types of, well, and I was gonna do it like at Michael's at one point, but then they were not offering like in-person classes. So I wasn't trying to do like the whole online thing and virtual. And I was like, man, I really want somebody like in front of me to show me how to do this. Because that's like everybody has their own learning like technique. Hey, Kristen, Lynette, hello, hello. Yay. I was talking about my son and the boot camp graduation in the beginning, so you guys will have to catch that part. But I am so intimidated by the sewing machine. It was like that for my Cricut too. Downloading a free PDF pattern and following a sew along on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Thanks for the tip because I wouldn't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. Like, I don't know where to begin. So yeah, so download a free PDF pattern and then follow a sew along. Got it. Listening in the garden. All right, Miss Shirley. Hopefully you are harvesting and everything is going well in your garden. The only thing I've been able to harvest so far is green beans, herbs. I did harvest strawberries when they were, when they were producing. I harvested raspberries when they were producing. So the berries, yep, and my blackberries are there's some blackberries out there that are probably ready. I did taste one and it was really bitter. It was so black, but it was not sweet. So if you know how to make blackberries sweet, please share your tips. Cause I thought it was ripe. It came right off the vine, but it wasn't sweet. I was a little disappointed. So I do have some out there that I probably should harvest. And maybe I'll just make like some jelly or something like that, or jam or what have you. But yeah, I was a little disappointed when I tasted it. It wasn't sweet. Okay, so you don't knit and you're both starting embroidery. Hey Shannon, my little homestead. Did you say sewing machine? How awesome. Yeah, I do have a sewing machine. It's about 10 years old and I never use it because I am pretty intimidated by it. I broke the needle when I first got it, and I think I had two needles. So I broke one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so terrible. And then I like packed it up and I never touched it again, but I don't want to give it away. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to get rid of it. I'm determined to learn how to use it. I used to crochet, but years ago. Yeah, my eighth grade teacher, seventh grade teacher taught me how to knit. So I made a scarf. I want to say I made a scarf and then I never, I never did it again. So, and I liked it. So I don't know why I didn't keep up with it. Harvesting and dropped a video at the same time. Nice. I'll have to check it out. I was just talking about how, um, I'm really behind on videos because I went to Great Lakes to see the graduation for the Navy boot camp. So yeah, I'm so behind on videos, but I'm gonna catch up as soon as I decide to relax again. No, don't give up. I can help you. I can help if you need. So I have two machines. Well, thank you, Shannon. Yeah. So that's what I was talking about. I was like, I had talked to Gail for like a second during one of her lives about it. Like, I think she got a sewing machine, and I was like, we should do like a series for like beginning sewing so that, we can learn together and, people can come in and give us tips and maybe even be on the live with us and, help us out. So yeah, you'll definitely have to come up on the live with us when we do start doing that. But I'm thinking like further down the line, like after we do Gail's Fall Fest. Because by that time, the gardens will be winding down and there won't be much garden content, but we can transition into things like the sewing and crafts and stuff like that to keep us, you know, still creating content for the winter. Because I have always taken the winter off because when I first started my channel, I never started my channel with the intentions of becoming monetized. I just, to me, that was not it wasn't an aspiration at the time. So when I started my channel, I started it basically just to share knowledge and to help others learn how to garden and different things like remedies and organic practices and things like that, like DIY fertilizers and like organic pest managements and, just things like that. I just wanted to share the knowledge that I learned along the way and to try to help others, encourage others to be more sustainable and to appreciate our soil and whatnot. So I never I never had the aspiration to become monetized. But um now that I'm so close, I'm just kind of like, well, why not, And then anything that I do earn through the YouTube monetization, I can just put that right back into the garden or, right back into the channel, what have you. And I mean, why not, right? I mean, I'm that close. I think I need like about 900 watch hours or something like that. And I've never been this close because I always take the winter off. So that really hurts me if I'm trying to become monetized because I've had my channel for, I want to say, like 10 years. And like I said, it was never an aspiration of mine. But now I'm starting to kind of buckle down and become serious about it. So I'm just starting on some clothes for my husband's cousin. Oh, she just had a baby boy, so he's getting a few outfits, including shorts set that will match his 6-year-old brother. Oh, that is so cute. And sundress for his 3-year-old sister. Okay, that's when I sew is fall and winter when we are trapped indoors. That's the idea. Yeah. I'm excited. It's a fun wax cotton print. Ooh, it sounds fun. Cotton. Ooh, that sounds so cozy and comfy. I have an old Singer sewing machine used once from an old neighbor. It's probably from the 60s or 70s, maybe 80s. Never used it because I don't know how to service it to make sure it's all good. Ah, okay. And I don't trust places to work on stuff. Well, I'm sure you can find a video on YouTube, Jennifer. I mean, they got YouTube has all the videos on everything now. I break so many needles. Well, that's good to know, Rochelle, that it wasn't like something that I did that, that these things just happen. Hey, Jan, thanks for coming in. Oh, you're fine. You are fine. I know that you're canning garlic and oh, I bet your house smells amazing. And you're um probably not going to be able to get that garlic smell out for a good long time, but I wouldn't even care. Garlic is it's such a good smell anyway. So, yeah, I am not, the only thing I've canned this year is the watermelon rind preserves. I did the video on that where I took the watermelon rinds and made the preserves. I'm so happy it's finished. The house smells amazing. Yes, I can smell it from here, Jan. I'm telling you, I can smell it from here. Could be the quality of the needle too. There are some cheapies out there. You know what? You're right because those two needles, and it could have been that the needles were old because the needles came with everything that came with the machine. So I bought it used off of like Craigslist, and it was a whole set. So the machine and the side cabinet that had the bobbins and threads and needles and all that, it was all in there already. So it could have been that it was just old, or it could have been that it was, like you said, it was cheap. They were cheap needles. So yeah, that's definitely a possibility. But looks like we're having some pretty good weather. Um, we've been in the 80s. It's been warm, but it hasn't been uncomfortable. You know what I mean? There's a nice breeze. It's sunny, but it's like 80, I think I want to say 81, 80, 80 something. So it's been pretty nice, pretty nice. Like I said, I went in the garden today. Was it today? Yeah, I went in the garden no, yesterday. Yesterday. I'm sorry. Today's Monday. Yeah. Yesterday I went in the garden for the first time after being gone for the few days. We went to Great Lakes. Yeah. So that video will come out soon as I edit it. And a lot of my fall seeds have sprouted. They become leggy, so I put those on a grow under the grow light. They sprouted. I want to say they probably sprouted within the last 2 days. Um, and they are definitely looking for the light because they got a little leggy. But I got the light on them now, so hopefully they adjust. They didn't all sprout, so that makes me think like it's probably had to be within the last couple days. So, and I don't even know which one sprouted. I just saw that there was a lot of them sprouted, so I hurried up and got the light on. But they did get leggy, a little bit leggy. So I should have turned the light on before we left, but I had so much going on that I didn't even think about it. But I should have turned the light on before we left because I knew at some point it did cross my mind that they were going to sprout while we were gone, but I completely forgot about it. At packing up and trying to make sure we had everything for the trip and um, making sure we left on time and trying to stay on task was enough. So I forgot all about turning that light on, and they got a little leggy, but um, it's nothing that can't be fixed. And there's not too many of them, just a handful. But yeah, I'm out here in the sunroom and it's so peaceful out here. The breeze is beautiful. I mean, I could just take a nap out here. It's so nice. So Zeke is over here taking a nap. He loves to be outside. He doesn't care if we're just sitting in the sunroom. He just loves to be outside. And everything is, you know, I didn't have anything die from being dry. So that was good. We had got those 2 days of rain maybe before we left. So that was good. So everything was well hydrated. Even though we did have and the temperatures were not that bad. We were in like the 70s. So we were probably like 73 on Thursday and then like 78 on Friday. So it wasn't too bad. There was a nice breeze and it wasn't scorching hot. And there was a little bit of cloud coverage. So by the time I got back, I was able to water and everything was fine. It wasn't it wasn't that they were too hot or too thirsty, but I did have some casualties because of those darn not flea beetles, cucumber beetles and squash bugs. So yeah. That's like that when you're trying to be an organic gardener, that is a never ending battle and you have to be on it like every day. Because if you take a day off from the battle, the enemy wins. So I did have a few casualties, but all in all, everything looks to be okay. I went out there and did some damage control, so hopefully everything else pulls through. Yeah, our weather has been pretty amazing. And usually around this time, I think we're into like the 90s and it gets so uncomfortable going into August. I mean, not that it still can't, but um, this is some really mild weather that we're having right now, which is great. No vampires. Hello, Xander. Yeah, I know I'm late, still at the church. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Be of service, Xander. Nothing wrong with that. Um, so yeah. So nothing much going on. Just wanted to hop on and do this live. I'm so close to my watch hours now, so I can't slow down. I can't, I can't lax, even though I just want to just be on vacation and not have to worry about anything. I'm just still recovering from the last few days. We just been going, 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 and it was really tiring, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm just glad it was bittersweet to see him finish and then leave. Um, so yeah, my little mama heart was so full. Do you do that after you get your watch hours? Yeah. Well, even then you can't slack off because you got to keep up. You don't have to hustle, 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 but you do have to keep up. Yep. Oh, you got a neck fan? That's cool. Yeah, I gotta get caught up on videos too. So that's probably what I'll be doing for the next couple days is catching up on videos. I had another dentist appointment today to put my permanent crown in, which wasn't as bad. So I'm grateful for that. It was pretty fast, it was pretty quick, and I'm grateful for that. So I expected to be numb today and like uncomfortable, and it's not at all. So I'm glad. Zeke, what is it, boy? He's looking at me like, what are we doing? Sorry, I'm holding a cat and outside on my porch swing. Can't correct autocorrect. Aw, got a kitty. Oh, I was so sad to hear about Gail's kitty. Gail had a kitty that well, she doesn't know for sure because she said she can't find her anywhere, but she thinks that her kitty may have died because she had a sore or a spider bite that they were treating, and then um they couldn't find her, so she thinks that she like curled up somewhere and um that she died, but hopefully that's not the case, Gail. Hopefully she'll pop up and you'll be like, hey, there you are, you know. But if not, then at least she's not suffering anymore. I was on Echo's live before this one, before mine. Um, and her channel is living, I can't remember the exact channel. Living my best life at 60. Okay, so she does these like word puzzles and different puzzles you can do, and it's like really interactive. It's so cool, and I think I might incorporate some stuff like that in some future lives. I'm hoping Miley is just off sleeping the infection off. Yeah, me too, Jan. I just hope that she will pop up because hi Crooked Peach, thanks for coming in. How are you? I'm hoping that she'll pop up, Jan, because I think maybe she got out of the yard, or maybe she snuck off somewhere, and you know, maybe she might turn up. You never know. If you didn't find her, then there's a possibility that she might still pop up. Yes. Yeah, so Echo, she does these puzzles on her lives and word puzzles and different things, and it's very fun. It's pretty addicting, I tell you that, because I love word games. Oh, maybe someone else took her in. That's a possibility too. Yeah, if somebody saw that she was injured or somebody saw that she was hurt, somebody might have taken her in. That's a good observation, Xander. That definitely is a possibility. Hello, Dee's Garden Adventures. Diana, are you okay? I know you were sick a while back. Are you feeling better? That's crazy. My daughter in Florida, she's on the base in Florida, and she said that COVID is going around again. One of her friends is sick, and she felt so bad for him because they had to wait a long time to class up. So when you don't have enough to make your class, you got to wait until you get enough students, and then they call it classing up. So he was waiting longer than she was to class up, and then they finally got in their class, and then he got sick, and then when you get sick, you got to be out for 5 days, and so I don't know how that's going to affect his class. But yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, man. And then she said she was feeling sick, but she's not going to go. She's like, I'm not going to medical because I'm just going to thug it out. She's like, because I'm not trying to be out for 5 days. She's like, I'm going to take all this medicine that I have. Like, she's got like Theraflu and whatever else she said she had, chloroseptic for her throat. And she's like, I don't feel bad. She's like, I just, my throat hurts. She's like, so I'm just gonna, push through. She's like, they can't really give me anything anyway to make it go away. So, she's like, I'm just gonna keep going to class. And I was like, well, try not to spread it around. At least wear a mask. Gosh, I feel better, really tired, like run down tired. I either had flu or COVID. My guess is COVID because it's been 2 weeks since I first got sick. Yeah, it's been going around again. It's been going around. Yep. Your stamina is low. Yep. Vitamin D and zinc. And that's what I told her. I told her to get some of those emergency like drink mix things. They're called emergency, and it's got zinc and vitamin C and like all the, stuff in it to help boost your immune system. So I told her to get some of that. She said she was going to get some. How is my garden doing? So I left for about 3 days and went to my son's Navy boot camp graduation. And I had somebody house sitting and pet sitting, but I didn't have anybody put, on security detail for the garden. And I had been battling the cucumber beetles and the squash bugs before I left. So I had sprayed everything down and put the DE out, before I left, but I still had some casualties when I got back. So some things are hanging on. Yes, they are. I lost a few things, but I did do a video on, the progress of the garden when I made it back. But you take emergency. I like airborne, but don't have any. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ah, I know they're just, and it's so hard because you want to be an organic gardener and you don't want to put down, harmful chemicals that you can possibly be ingesting later on. I don't want to put something on my garden that I can't or my family can't ingest. So, like, I don't want to put that on my food if I'm not going to be able to eat that. You know what I mean? So if the warning label says, seek medical help if ingested, then I definitely don't want to put that on my plants. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be an organic gardener and battle these types of things because You have to be diligent and you have to stay on top of it. There's no there's no day off. Okay, these bugs don't take a day off. They don't take any time off. So um I have to edit. I came back and I did a check on the garden. Oh, yeah. You'll see the video. Oof. It totally creeped me out. But anyway, I have pickle worms. Pickle worms attacking the cucumbers, squash, and melons. Oh, are they like um what are they called? Army worms or something like that? Soldier worms? I can't remember I can't remember the name of them now. I'm drawing a blank. Is that what you're talking about? Are they like black and kind of like I don't know, they're like black and yellow maybe, or is that what you're talking about, Diana? It's almost as bad as vine borer. Pickleworms get into the flower bud and the stems and the fruit. Oh wow. It is hard, but yes, daily in the garden is the only way for me. Yeah. Thanks for telling me. Never heard of them. Okay, army worms. Yeah, right? No, army worms are different? Oh, wow. Army worms eat everything. Yeah. And if you got an infestation of army worms, ugh, it's a bad thing. They're almost wait, they're like a light greenish color with little black spots. Oh, I don't know if I've ever I'll have to look that up. I don't know if I've ever seen that or heard of it. That's new. See, when you're a gardener, you learn something, you're constantly learning. I told somebody that in a Facebook post because they said something about they just got married and their mother-in-law said something about something and they don't know what she's talking about. So, they don't want to say that they didn't know what she was talking about. So I'm like, it's always going to be a learning experience. We all can't be expected to know everything. Just be honest and let her know, like, that you don't know what she's talking about and give yourself some grace. An army worm ate. Oh, no. Army worms are black and green striped. Okay. Just looked into the pickle worm. South Florida and Texas is the range. Okay. Yeah, I had never heard of a pickle worm. I hope they don't come this way. Army worms, though, yeah. I hope my potatoes do something for me. I've never grown potatoes. Well, I can't say I've never grown them. I did grow, like, when we first moved here, I grew some purple potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. But potatoes are usually really cheap, inexpensive. So I normally don't grow them because, it doesn't cost a lot to buy them. But I had a bag of red potatoes that sprouted. They were Kroger red potatoes and they sprouted. So I was like, well, you know what? Why not? I'm just going to go plant these. And somebody sent me some of these little like fingerling purple potatoes. They're called Toliak potatoes or Tolik potatoes. So I planted those and they seem to be doing well. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I'll have a nice harvest. They're still all green and they're still all lush. So I know they're not ready. Yep, lower Alabama here. So pickle worms are here too. I never had them before this year. Oh, those are in other areas too. They're just by other names. Okay. Army worms look awful too. Second year gardening. Still learning. This little halter top is so stinking cute. Ah, I love sewing little girl stuff. I bet. Oh, last year, I think we had every bug known to man. Isn't that crazy? And you can't say climate change is not real because some places that have never had certain insects and things, they all of a sudden it's like now they're there, and different animals are migrating to different areas, and it's because the climate, they're not going to be able to survive there if it wasn't for the climate. So if the climate is changing, then they are adapting to, new areas because they're following the climate. Put water and dry food on the porch for the cat. My cat left for 10 days. And after a week, I put dry food and water on my porch, and eventually she returned. So she might have been in somebody else's house, right, Lynette? Somebody else might have had her, or she just found someplace she was comfortable. You don't believe in climate change? Hit the like button. Yes. The climate is constantly changing. Yes, it is. I think we've destroyed a lot of our ozone layer. So we have not been good stewards of our earth. Bra, put on a bra classing up. What? Brampton? Rochelle. He said that's funny. Let me plug you guys in because I'm losing some battery here and I don't want to get too low. Yeah, if people were out and planted 10 trees for every year alive, it would fix it. 100 years alive is 1,000 trees. Yeah, we're getting rid of too many trees, I feel like. I hate to see when people are cutting down lots of trees to build like subdivisions. That's so annoying. That's funny. If I put a bra on, I don't know you. Ah, you guys are hilarious. It's I don't know, to me like climate change feels like it's gotten more accelerated because like the weather is not what it used to be, you know. We don't get the snow anymore. We used to get these really big snowstorms. We would get buried in snow. Like I can remember us in the year of like 2012, I think it was. We got dumped on every single weekend. It was to the point where we were snowed in because we had so much snow. And we would go sledding, and every year I would have to buy snow boots and um, snow pants and snowsuits and all that stuff to be ready for the winter. And I have not had to buy snow boots in about maybe the last 3 or 4, maybe almost 5 years. We have not needed snow boots or any type of snowsuits or snow gear, put it that way. We don't even get enough snow anymore to go sledding. So it's definitely a change. There's definitely a shift because we don't get that. And then the bugs are so bad in the summer because we don't get the snow. Yeah. And then you're starting to see more things like bears. Bears are in different areas that they weren't in before, or like cougars and different big cats are starting to migrate to different areas where they were not, seen before, or if they were there, they weren't seen. What's a bra? Nine sisters, and I'm leaving that convo alone. Yeah, it's just the natural cycle of the earth and its natural wobble. You have to remember, though, too, we came out of the final ice age back in 1890. The earth is going to warm up regardless of humans being here or not. Humans are adding to the heat, but it would still warm up on its own. Also, the North American tectonic plate has turned southeast 4 feet in the last 50 years. We've had so much rain, I couldn't put down anything anyway. Humans are not causing any changes in climate, but the earth is definitely disrespectful of it. Yeah. So there's definitely a shift though, because it's not what it used to be. And the bugs, I mean, the bugs are crazy because we don't get those same cold winters that we used to get. So the mosquitoes are terrible. All of the other all of the insects that want to devour my plants, terrible. I'm hoping my peach tree is gonna be okay. I know that I planted it in the spring and that it's gonna have to get established and that it should come back next spring. But I was, for like a split second, I was a little worried that it didn't have any buds on it or anything. But I have to remember that I planted it in the spring and then it got hot. So it's just the fact that it's a young tree and that it needs to get established. Been so hot here, wardrobe changes are real. True, Xander. They keep saying we need a certain amount of trees on Earth to repair the climate. Funny thing is, Canada has several times that amount alone. Yeah. So it's been really nice, the weather anyway. It's been mild. It's been very mild, and I'm enjoying it. I don't know where Zeke went. He went out the door. Yep. But I feel like the summer is just breezing by, and I'm not ready for the kids to go back to school yet. I'm not ready to go back to school yet. I work at the university, so um we go back like the week after the kids go back here. So when the next following week after my daughter goes back to school, then I go back to work. So yeah, I'm not ready to go back to work yet. Okay, Jan, thanks for stopping in. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Oh yes, it's flying by. It is. It really is. Like I feel like we just started the summer and we haven't even done, usually our summers are pretty packed with lots of activities and we're constantly go, go, go. I just feel like we haven't done anything this summer, even though I know we have. Canada has them, Jennifer, but that only does the north, doesn't do the south, which people are slash and burning for farming in the south. Remember, Earth is a little like a coin. You got to balance both sides. We need to stop with all the concrete and asphalt. Then the ground can hold the water like it is meant to do. That I agree with that. And they're not even like the concrete is not even the same as it used to be. They're getting cheap. They're making it so cheaply now that they have to keep doing it over and over. Every single year we have construction on the highway, and that's just ridiculous because they're making the concrete so cheap. It's so nice and cook here. We had heat waves and now it's like 70 today and a cool breeze. Yes, so nice and cool here. Okay, I got it, Jen. So nice and cool here. That's how we are. We're like we got this nice breeze. It's supposed I think it's like 80s, but the breeze makes it feel so comfortable. Thank you, Jan. Have a blessed week and I will see you around. Yeah, I got it, Jen. I got it. Cool. It's so nice and cool out. Yeah. So next week is another week we're supposed to be going out of town. Um, and I'll have somebody else watching the house next week, watching Zeke and probably watering the garden. But we're going to Cedar Point next week. So that's fun. I am a roller coaster rider. I don't know about you guys, but I ride roller coasters. So let me see if I can get this positioned a little better. Hopefully you guys don't fall there. So yeah, I ride roller coasters. I don't know about you guys, but I love roller coasters. So this last week we were at Six Flags. So next week we will be at Cedar Point in Ohio. And so we're excited about that. We're going with the church. Every year, our church does a Sunday school outing. So the entire Sunday school goes on a field trip. So we usually go to Six Flags. And this year we're going all the way to Cedar Point. So we're planning to drive and we're going to stay in the hotel for 2 nights. And we're going to go 2 days, both days. So we're looking forward to that. Used to be a coaster junkie, riding over and over. Yes, yes. I'm dreading the day when I have to say, you know what? I just can't ride anymore, you know? Because I know I'm not going to be able to ride forever. But I will ride as long as I can. The old wooden roller coaster, there was the worst and the painful ride. Yeah, I don't do the wooden ones anymore. That much I don't do anymore because exactly for that reason, because they hurt. They're painful. It makes my back hurt. So I definitely don't do the wooden ones anymore. But the ones that are like what is it called? Like steel? I don't know, steel. So yeah, I do those ones. And I've always been a fan of swinging and skipping too. Oh, okay. Okay, Peach. Thank you for stopping in. I waited hours for the Millennium Force, but it was good. Yes, the Millennium. Oh my gosh. That is a good one. It's so fast. My daughter rode um my daughter rode the Millennium for the first time at nighttime. So she like totally wrote it like in the dark. It was pitch black, and she wrote it in the dark. But it was so fun. Cedar Point is about 45 minutes to an hour from me. The mine ride is wooden but steel track, super smooth. Yeah, I do like the mine ride. I do like that one. That one's good. I like the few that they have right in the beginning. Those ones are really cool. I think one of them is called like a Voltran or Volatran or something like that. That one is super cool. Um, right before it takes you down that first, right before it takes you down that first drop, you're just kind of like suspended there for a minute, like just looking down. It's so cool. It's really cool, yeah. But yep, loving Cedar Point. Cedar Point is changing over their name, part of a Six Flag merger. Yeah, I know, Shannon. I think they're talking about next year because Six Flags and Cedar Point have merged. They that the merger didn't go through till like July 1st. So by next summer, next season, they're supposed to be coming out with like a passport that will get you into the Cedar Point parks and the Six Flag parks. So we usually do season passes for Six Flags every year, and it's always it's always been a good investment because we can go more than a couple times, and you get different perks with your passes and things like that. So we can always bring people with us for like a discounted price. I think it's like friends and family or something like that. So we're always able to bring people with. My daughter always wants to bring a friend, so we always we're always able to bring somebody with for a discounted price. The water parks, the water parks alone are worth it. So the idea of having that passport where you can get into both Cedar Point and Six Flags is a really good idea. Hopefully, it's not like super expensive because we don't get out to Cedar Point as much because it's a 4-hour drive from us, and we would have to invest in staying in a hotel and whatever. But if the passport is worth it, you know, we might go ahead and invest in it. But we'll have to see. Because as it is right now, I think the trip for us to go to Cedar Point is going to be me, my husband, and my daughter, and a friend of hers. And the trip for us to go there, stay for 2 days, go to the park for 2 days, eat, you know, gas, all that good stuff. It's gonna be like it's gonna be somewhere between 800 and 1,000. You know, so it's pretty pricey as it is. And if we didn't have our Six Flag passes, it would have been pricey for us to do this last week of activities too. But Six Flags is really good because you can get your passes and pay for them monthly, so you don't have to outright buy passes, for however much they are. And I got a good deal because when I bought them, I got a free upgrade. So I bought what was it? I think I bought the platinum passes and then they upgraded to diamond passes or something like that. So it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. But I am kind of excited about the merger because there are some things that Six Flags can stand to improve on that I notice um, Cedar Point already has under control. You know what I mean? So stop at Meyer on the way there and back for food and save money. Bring coolers too. Oh, we definitely do, Jen. We definitely stock up on different snacks and things like that. Um, but I don't think you can bring food into the park. So, and they do have a meal plan. They have like a type of a meal plan where if you pay the one, I think it's like 40 bucks or something like that, and you can eat and drink like every 90 minutes. So usually when we go to those types of amusement parks, we don't eat a lot. We might drink, a lot of water or, get beverages here and there, but we don't eat a lot because, you know, for obvious reasons, we don't want to be riding these rides on full stomach. So we usually don't eat a lot. We might eat breakfast, let that settle, and then we'll have like one meal while we're at the park and then eat after we leave the park. So we don't usually eat a lot. Or what we like to do is just kind of snack while we're there. So we won't eat like a really heavy meal, but we'll just get like fries or a pretzel or something that will hold us over until we actually do want to sit down and eat. But yeah, we don't usually do a lot of eating at the park. It's when we leave the park that we're going to be hungry. So you can bring food. It just has to go to the picnic pavilion. Okay, I'll have to look into that because I didn't think you could bring anything in. And you used to not be able to bring anything to Six Flags, but now, ever since after the shutdown, um, I've been bringing my snacks in. Like I bring bags of chips in. I bring different candies, granola bars, things like that, fruit snacks. And before, they didn't let you bring those things in. So uh, things have definitely changed. We've snuck food in, kids. LOL. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely changing because they didn't used to let you bring that stuff in at all. Nothing. Like you couldn't bring a water bottle in, like a store bought water bottle in. If it was full, you had to empty it out. But now they don't even care. So we always bring water bottles and snacks and stuff in Six Flags. But I've not looked into Cedar Point, but I will. I will definitely be looking into that. I think I broke my nail because it hurts, and I feel like I broke it so far down that it's on the skin. So now that's going to be irritating. Yeah, if you can bring in drink cups that aren't clear, put food in the drink cups. Frozen yogurt tubes in thermoses. Oh, yeah. All I know is the bike lanes that are blocking up traffic are not going to save the planet. Right. With little ones that need diaper changes, wiggles eyebrows. Oh, let's see. Fairbanks, Alaska has the worst mosquitoes anywhere. So cold doesn't bother them. Oh my gosh. What? Oh no. That's so sad to hear, Rochelle. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Here I was thinking that the cold was, what we needed. Don't get me started on bikes. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun. We're going to try to actually we were going to try to stay at the water park hotel. So there's a hotel on the property or in the vicinity or whatever of the Cedar Point, and they have the water park. So while you stay there, you can go to the water park. Obviously because you're I was about to say a resident. because you're a guest at the hotel, so the water park comes with it, and then you just have to pay to go into the park. So we were thinking about doing that, but we're not decided yet. I think because it's a little bit more expensive to go um, to stay at that hotel. And last year we stayed at a hotel. It was really close to the park, and we just swam in the pool, and it was fine. So it's kind of like, are we going to have time to really spend at both places because we're going to want to ride, all the rides at the park, and then like, because I mean, in all honesty, we could probably do um the park one day and the water park the next, but you know, we're still kind of figuring it out. I saved a dragonfly stuffed in my open greenhouse. It kept hitting the plastic and panicking. I saved it and it got his family, and there's a bunch around here now. Huge decrease in bugs last week. Oh, that sounds awesome, Jen. I love dragonflies. I love it. And when I'm watering the garden, it seems like they always want to come out when I'm watering. So I try to keep the bird baths full so that, bees and dragonflies and different, birds and whatever, they all have somewhere to drink. Thanks, Gail. It does sound like fun. We've been to Cedar Point. Me and my husband have gone to Cedar Point more than a few times. My daughter, both of my daughters went. We went last year for the first time with them. My son has not been, but he was working at the time, so he couldn't get the days off to go with us. So I'm hoping that maybe one day next summer or something, he can take some time off and we can go before he finishes his A school. I love dragonflies. They walk with me to get my mail. Oh, that is so beautiful. Dragonflies are so beautiful. I love dragonflies. I can't remember when, but one time I had a dragonfly land on my finger. I was so like honored, I guess you could say. I don't know. I just felt like so special because he landed on my finger. But they come in such pretty colors too. Like I've seen some really pretty dragonflies. You know what I have not seen, and it's probably because I don't have any feeders up now that I think about it. I I have only seen a couple hummingbirds. I don't see very many hummingbirds around, but I usually have the feeders up, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't have any hummingbird feeders up. And I usually get those up during the summer. I couldn't find my hummingbird feeder, matter of fact. I asked my husband where it was, but he said he didn't know where it was. I don't know what happened to it when we took it down last year, but I love to watch hummingbirds. Mowed this morning, and man, those dragonflies came swarming after the little white bugs that came popping out of the grass. It was like food. Yes, absolutely. I love dragonflies. I wish they would come out more often and stay around more often. Yes. So I don't know. I'm still not I still don't have any zinnias growing. I think I have two in the front, the same two that I planted way in the beginning of the spring, and they have not bloomed yet. And I planted two separate uh, pots with more than a handful of zinnias in there. And I think I put one of them in with the other flowers, and I don't know if it died or what, but I don't see it no more. So yeah, so much for growing zinnias. I don't know what it is, but I cannot grow zinnias. I think next year when I go to the garden center, I will definitely have to buy. some zinnias because I just can't grow them. We don't put feeders up anymore for birds. People think we're chumming for my cat. I have a video where I'm talking to a dragonfly. He moves his head around like he's listening. Aw, that is so cool. I couldn't get Tithonia to live this year. I don't know. And you know what? My basil did so bad this year too. I could not get basil to live. Like I put it out and it would germinate and then it would just die. And I kept it moist. I kept it watered. And I don't know what happened. It just would not live for me. So I went and I bought some basil at the nursery and put that out there. And then I did replant. And you know what I was trying to grow? I was trying to grow the holy basil, and I could not get that to stay alive. No more bird feeders. Poor birdies. Yeah, so I had some struggles this year with a few different things. The basil, the zinnias, what else did not germinate for me? Um, I didn't do well with spinach, but I think that was probably partly my fault because I probably had some old seed. Spinach is one of the few things that seeds just do not last very long. So um, it was probably just my fault. I probably just had some old seed. Doesn't stop them from coming though. They ate all the planted seeds. Oh, in my chicken garden. And they go for the chicken feed. I bet they do. I bet they do. I have a cat that will kill birds, but it's not so much that I can't feed the birds. Okay. What? We were lucky to get a church picnic. I know, right? Our church is pretty good to us. Yeah, we're it's pretty good to us. So, and they're renting a bus to drive us out there. We're gonna drive because we're staying the night. I don't believe they are staying the night, which is pretty crazy because they're gonna drive out there 4 hours and then drive back 4 hours. So yeah, we're not doing that. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna drive ourselves out there, and we're gonna stay the night out there and be comfortable and have a good time. I'm afraid of heights, get motion sickness, and the heavy straps give me claustrophobia. Okay. And so, no, I'm not a fan of roller coasters. Oh, wow. Yeah, the wooden ones are brutal. They are. All right, folks. We're all worn out here. Time to call it a day and head home. Oh, you are so good, Xander. You have a great night, too. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, so they're renting a like a charter bus and leaving at like I don't know what time in the morning. We're gonna leave the night before. So the outing is scheduled for Thursday. The water makes you feel tired and wiped out. Yeah, especially when you're swimming and doing all that. Yeah, it definitely does. Swimming definitely takes a lot out of you, but it feels so good when it's hot like that. Yes, it does. So we're looking forward to that trip. Yes. My daughter will be home the end of August. She'll be done with her C school, so she'll get some leave time before she goes to Japan. And then we're supposed to hopefully um go to South Carolina and see my son because she has not seen him since Christmas. Was it Christmas? Yeah, she hasn't seen him since Christmas. So she went back to A school in January after the new year, and she hasn't seen him since. When he got set back, originally he was supposed to graduate in April. So she was going to be able to make his graduation if he would have graduated on time. But when he got hurt, he got held back 9 weeks. And then his graduation was until July. But by that time, she was in class and she couldn't make the trip. So you're not alone, Gail, because I have not gone swimming at all this year either. And that's why I was thinking, like, man, we haven't done anything we normally do. And that's why I feel like the summer is just flying by because we haven't even been to the pool, we haven't been to the water park, we have not been to the beach. And like we live within, minutes from the lake. So, but anyhow, guys, I'm getting a little tired. I didn't want to be on long, and I think I'm going to call it. So I appreciate you guys all for coming in, and I thank you guys all for hanging out with me. I'm going to go ahead and get that video edited for you guys to see what the garden looked like after leaving it for 3 days. And I'll be catching up on videos as well. So until next time, guys, the more you know, the more you grow. Zeke.